Yeah.
All right, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. To the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations, scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Name of the Heavenly Father, who everybody ignorantly calls God, and the Lashawan Qadash, the ancient Hebrew, his true name is Yahawah. Bahasham means in the name of. Yahawashi is the Holy One of Israel, only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father, who was slain at the foundations of the earth for the salvation of the elect on this side and for 2/3 after the destruction. And the Rawchaa Qadash is the Holy Spirit that the Lord has given, a specific amount of men in these last days, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. So we always want to give double honors to the elders and apostles. Great Millstone led us all to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, wouldn't be part of that number. Lord, wouldn't this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5, verse 42. The waterfall used to see believers tuning in, and striving to serve Yahawah, Yahawashi, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash, Barak, Atham. To you, Akim, out there pushing his truth, and you, Aqua, who are listening in silence, and preparing to, serve whoever the Lord, gives you in due time to serve, of us men out here. Shalom, bro. Yahweh Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash, Barak, Atham, Barak. Shalom. I got one of my. There we go. One of the topics I'm going to deal with, for some reason it keeps popping up this other thing, so I'm finna go grab it again before we get started. So bear with me 1 second. Should pop up. Yeah. Okay. For some reason, when I click on it, it keeps going to this antivirus thing or whatever, but it shouldn't be doing that. So, anyways, we're going to get back into this. We're going to get started. The title is Nicki Minaj reacts to photo of her from 1843 And she said, like, that's me. Okay. And when you look at the picture, it does look like her. But, us who are in the truth, we understand reincarnation exists. This is not our first time here. And then also no cash accepted signs. We're going to go into a little bit of that, and then some other various end time topics. So Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. And so kind of going slow, so bear with me. You to be working just fine. As soon as you try to do a video, man. Let me pull up my okay, there it goes. All right, y'all, let me know if there's any problem with the sound or anybody can't hear me. So we're going to start with no cash accepted signs are bad news for millions of unbanked Americans, but this is good news for Israel. Because why? Because that brings us closer to the Qadash, okay? The M-A-R-K, mark of the beast. The grain of rice you put in your right hand on your forehead. So we're going to read a little bit of this. We're going to put in a couple precepts, and we're going to move to the next topic. It says, how many people don't have a bank account, and just how difficult has it become to live without one? These questions are becoming increasingly important for more businesses as more businesses refuse to take cash in cities across the U.S. People without bank accounts are shut out from stores and restaurants that refuse to accept cash. And that's going to be one of the first signs of seeing them pushing this thing. Throughout this year, the more and more we all go try to do our, daily lives through this thing, to try to, we got to do what we got to do in America, Babylon the Great, just to, be content with what we have. We're going to start to see that more of this stuff start going digital. And I was listening to Elder Apostle Tahar one day, and he was talking about, we're going to still be using when they finally go digital, you don't just put down your cards at that time. When we're going to completely stop the system whenever they make it mandatory. Okay. And, the Lord will, Lord willing, we'll all be alert and ready when that time comes. This is part of the preparation doing this work and watching what the Lord's doing. So it says people without bank accounts are shut out from stores and restaurants that refuse to accept cash. As it happens, a lot of people are still unbanked, roughly 6 million in the U.S. The latest data shows, which is about the population of Wisconsin, and outside the U.S., more than 1 billion people don't have a bank account. Okay, so they're going to start making it to where you got to get to the point to where they're going to force you into taking this thing, and this is one of the methods. So we ain't going to get too much into it, but I want to deal with a couple precepts. And like I said, this is good news for Israel. So I want to go into the blue letter. And we're going to start right here. And, you got these other camps, they trying to say that it's not the RFDI chip. They're saying that it's not something physical. But when you go and look throughout the scriptures, it shows you that it is. And this is one of them that, isn't brung up a lot. But I was listening to Elder Yahawah the other day, and he pointed this one out. And it was definitely very edifying, and the more you go into the truth, dedicate yourself to it, the more the Lord will reveal to you to be able to, reveal the secrets, of Babylon, and what they're doing, So we're going to go to, Acts chapter 17, verse 29. Okay. And then, we're going to read the regular Revelation 13, 16, but this is going to tie into it. This is Acts chapter 17, verse 29. For so much then as we are the offspring of the Most High, right, power, which is Yahawah, we ought not to think that the Godhead is like unto gold or silver or stone graven by art and man's device, right? And at times of this ignorance, the Most High winked at, right? But now commandeth all men everywhere to repent, and it's talking about the Israelite men. That's the commandment, we're supposed to repent, turn from our ways. And for a while we was sinning. He was just winking at it. He wasn't really paying attention to what we were doing. And he was, but what I mean, like we weren't getting punished for it as badly as we should have. But now he's saying, hey, cut it out, It's time to get yourself right. And stop serving these other gods, stop sinning willfully, and join this battle that all the Akim are pushing throughout the earth. So you look up this, it's the same thing in Revelation 13:16. Then when it says graven.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma.
See? Charagma. See? It's the same word in Revelation 13:16 when you look up the word mark. A stamp and imprinted mark, other mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Mashiach. Basically anti-anointed, mark branded upon horses. And back then it was like, when we came over here, Jake came over here into slavery, that's what Esau Edom was doing. They was branding us with the hot iron. Okay. But now, since knowledge has been increased, they're going to try to do something permanently, to change your DNA, because they've gotten the technology to do it now. And that's through that digital system that they got coming. They're going to use that. They're going to print it in your skin. Okay. It's carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. That idolatrous image is the beast. See, the Karagma says it right there. And that's why you want to, you want to look up words, because that same word is over here in Revelation 13:16, but it doesn't say graven image. It says, we'll show you. It doesn't say graven image over here. So this is why you want to look up words, because they changed. All the words have less meaning when you're looking at them in the English. So we bring it back to show you that looking up words is very important. Revelation 13:16, and he calls of all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive what? A charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. Because when you go look up that word, you seen over there it said graven, but over here it doesn't say graven, it just says mark. Okay, see, it says the same word, charagma. See, same one. So this is why you want to have teachers, because not everything you have to have the spirit to be able to discern what it's really saying. But I just wanted to kind of bring that up, because that was something new that I learned recently, myself, So I'm going to just bring it across my page, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, which is United Nations, NATO, and the EU, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it's the number of a man, and his number is 666. So, and I want to put this, I want to add this. Like I said, this is good news for Israel, but bad news for the rest of the world. That's why the rest of the world and 2/3 don't want to hear it. This is Romans chapter 10, verse 15. And how should they preach except they be sent? So see, we know the Lord sent us to do this work, or we wouldn't be doing it. As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. See, this is the good news that we're going home. Lord willing, we are that number, right? And it says, verse 16, but they have not all obeyed the gospel. So you got people that's not obeying what the Lord said we were supposed to be doing, right? He also sent them too, though, to do what? Disobey the gospel. For Isaiah saith, Lord, who have believed our report? And Isaiah is talking about Isaiah right there. And we'll just pull it up just to show you, you know. You know, I'd rather go pull it up than make you have to go look it up yourself. You know, that's the reason why we do the lessons. You know, some of the people out there that don't have this truth, you know, as myself, you know, there's still stuff I learn every day. And so we go put in what we quote. So they say it's, all right, I'm going to click on that. Isaiah. And his name means Yahawah's help. And that's why, you know, Isaiah has such a big book. You know, he was one of the major prophets of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You know, and he served the Lord well, and he had a gruesome death, man. You know, he was sawed in half, man. And that's why we reverence our forefathers, man, for the pain and suffering they went through for the salvation of the elect, man. You know. So you know, and some of them, you know, you never know. Isaiah is here today. He could be, he could not. He might be in the spirit world waiting to the Lord wake us all up to go to the chariots. He might be down here preaching right now. I'm telling you, if he is, he's in GMS. I'm telling you that right now, whether you believe it or not. So it says, for Isaiah saith, Lord, who have believed our report, right? Who did? The elect. Verse 17, so then faith coming by hearing, and hearing by the word of power. See? So that's how we received our faith, by hearing, you know, these words that the elders and apostles, you know, gave us, you know, at whatever time we woke up, starting with Abba Bibbins, you know, because I was John the Baptist reincarnated, man, whether you want to accept it or not. You know, we're not here to try to force somebody to believe it. We're just here to tell you. But, you know, if you don't believe it at this point, hey, what you want us to tell you, man? We, you know, us hopeful elect, this is what we going with. You can take it or leave it. So next topic, award-winning lesbian realtor, right? 50 years old is jailed for tricking 90-year-old man with dementia into thinking they were in a relationship so she could scam him out of $638,000 to buy an RV and pay her gambling debts. Sophia Smith is a non-profit, using non-profits to steal money from Cornelius Connie Hoffman's prosecutor said the charity for women and children was a scam to steal money. Smith also bought a home for $275,000 using Hoffman's money. And that movie that because my eldest said the brothers was you know, basically talk out, and it was called The Beekeeper. And now, and the Lord is exposing people doing this stuff, man, because the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Job 9:20. You can't just do whatever you want, you know. Now you got some people like, you know, Donald Trump and these people. Of course, they're gonna get away with a lot of stuff, but that's because the Lord's still using them to deceive the masses. If you just some regular person or something and you ain't really that significant, the Lord's gonna expose you and you're gonna get judged, you know. So Proverbs chapter 30, verse 20, such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. You know, she played this guy. She thought it wasn't something like, oh, I ain't do nothing wrong. I just finessed him. That's what he get, right? But you see, the dude had dementia. She knew she was doing wrong, but she didn't care. You know, she didn't care. She might try to say she's sorry now, but that's just because she got caught, you know. And that's how these women are. That's why you got to be careful, especially with these fruit roll-up people, man, because they wicked, man. You know, this was talking about an award-winning realtor, okay? She had a good job. She had a profession, and that's how it is now these days. You can't just trust somebody just because they got a profession and a good job. You can't just trust somebody because she did. She had a good job, and she scammed somebody at almost $700K. You know, you can only trust who? The ones who were serving Yahawah, Yahawashi. And they got to be doing that to the end, you know. So you always want to be careful, especially with yourself first and foremost, because it says that the heart is deceitful above all things. Because the moment you start leaning on your own understanding and you don't want to follow what the elders are saying, all that are all on one accord, you're going to fall off and you're going to get yourself in some trouble. Ecclesiastes, the book of Sarat, chapter 42, verse 11, keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies and a byword in the city, you know, like a hoe, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude. And this is why, you know, we're so hard on the women. This was how we kept our customs, because if we wasn't hard on the women, because the woman was deprived of knowledge, you know, she wasn't made upright. So the men the father had to keep close watch over her to make sure she was raised upright, or she'd be doing stuff like scamming people out of their money, man, when she already had a good job. You know, she was award-winning, you know, realtor, you know, people who sell houses and stuff making a lot of money. She didn't have to do that, but she just wanted to be wicked, you know. Sarat, chapter 26, verse 10. You know, this is another reason why we don't just let our women do whatever. Okay, because they were the ones who was beguiled by the serpent, you know. That was the ones who was led astray, you know, and that's how it is. They can get tricked more easily than us. That's why we gotta, you know, you gotta listen to us and keep us close to you, or you're gonna end up out there like the rest of these Eves, man. You're gonna get caught up in something you don't want to get caught up in. This is Sarat, Ecclesiastes, chapter 26, verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself over much liberty. And that's what happened with Eve. She got too much liberty to do whatever she wanted. And, you know, she went off. So, you know, I just want to put up a few precepts about that article. Next one says extremists call for civil war and secession over Texas border ruling. Okay, because they basically gave them what they wanted, but they said it's not over. Like, you know, but let's just read a little bit of it. And I was talking about this yesterday, but I wanted to make a point on this because the elder, we were trying to watch. First, we was like looking through to see what movies we wanted to watch earlier tonight, because, you know, we was just, you know, fellowshipping, you know, spending some time together. You know, it's just me and him out here. So we just looking to see what movie we want to watch. And we tried to watch Bruce Almighty a couple times. And for some reason, it just kept like cutting off. So he was like, all right, you ever seen a movie? He was like, you ever seen a movie called Freak? And I was like, nah, I never seen that. So, you know, he hasn't seen it the first time he watched it. And on the screen, when the dude's watching TV and whatnot, you know, because I don't want to talk about the movie too much, on the screen it showed like the city of Dallas destroyed, man. Okay. Like the 10-year anniversary of that place basically getting destroyed. Okay. And hold on real quick. Lord willing, y'all can still hear me. I think y'all still hear me. Yeah. Okay. It's working again. But basically, it's just real, interesting that the Lord had us watching that, and right around the time He had us watching that, He realized that right around the time that they got this stuff going on in Texas, man. You know, and the movies do show things, man. These movies do show things. So, like, if you go watch that movie, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I don't want to put it out there for the people who want to actually go watch it. You know, I don't want to spoil nothing. So it says the feds are staging the civil war in Texas, civil war over there. That's not a post by, that was a post on X by against a GOP congressman from Louisiana who was responding to Supreme Court's ruling that Biden administration and not Texas has jurisdiction over border enforcement. Higgins' post was shared widely across extremist online ecosystems who lacked the incendiary, I see that's how you say that. It's like if I said that wrong. Language. Man, if shit pops off, it'll be open season on feds, right? See, it's finna be a civil war for real in this thing, man. For real, right? It says open season on feds. That means anything goes, okay? One person on the far right forum Patriots.win said in response, it's already started. One side is fighting, the other isn't, remarked another. So, you got people talking or whatever. Last October, Border Patrol agents started cutting through miles of razor wire that Texas officials had erected along the border without permission of the federal government, triggering a legal battle between Biden administration and the Lone Star State that ended up at the Supreme Court. This month, Shelby Park, Eagle Pass, Texas, which sits on a 50-acre stretch of the Rio Grande, is a popular point for the unauthorized crossings, became a lightning rod for the fight of staging an area for government Greg Abbott's Operation Lone Star. So, the Texas National Guard seized control of the park and surrounded it with razor wire. So they're trying to keep them from coming in, and the federal government's not trying to do that. They just letting people go through there. You see? So this is just showing the division, man, of this place. So, that's what's going on over there. I don't know why I keep saying it's unresponsive. Like, I don't got that much stuff going on my computer, man. It's just ridiculous. You're supposed to have high-speed internet. One computer running in the house. We ain't got no damn video games playing. We ain't got nobody playing Call of Duty in here. None of that super, that's how you know it's Satan fucking with us. It says he's the prince of the power of the air. They're fucking with shit every time. And this is, what that was talking about. Another guy, Greg Abbott, declares that Biden has broken the compact between the United States and Texas, invokes right to defend itself from invasion because Biden was threatening to send F-15s over there. Okay. And start fighting. Okay. And that's where we're at right now. Like, things have been popping off real fast, man. All right, very, very quickly. I'm going to go to Luke chapter 12, verse 51. And it reads, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on the earth. I tell you, nay, but rather division. That's what the Lord's doing. He's bringing division. Yahawashi speaking. Verse 52, for from henceforth there shall be 5 and 1 house divided. 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. That's civil war right there. And that's what we're seeing in many situations in America, Babylon the Great. Verse 53, The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter against the mother-in-law against the daughter, against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. That's what we're headed to. The Lord is separating the sheep from the goats, the 2/3 and the elect, through all these different events that he's causing on the earth to send destruction, to send a sword. Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. And it reads, think not that I am come to send peace on the earth, but I came not to send peace, but a sword, right? And the sword that we use is what? These scriptures. But everybody else is using what? Actual weapons. Verse 35, for I am come to set a man in variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law through what? The word. This is what's splitting people, because there's some people that are thinking that they need to take vengeance in their own hands, and we're not doing that. So that's one way that, you know, is showing separation. So we're going to keep moving. We're going to go into a couple topics concerning where I'm at in Oklahoma, you know, where we at, you know, me and the elder over here. These people right here say Governor Stitt says Oklahoma could become AI capital of the nation. So, you know, and me and the elder been talking about this lately, like something's up over here. Like they're finna start trying to do stuff over here. Okay, they was talking about making $1 billion, like kind of like an attraction site for tourists and whatnot, because they know that a lot of things have been going on up north. Things have been going along on the coast, and people are trying to get out of there. So they're trying to capitalize on this because they think they're just gonna, you know, they're gonna keep on making it here. Like their kingdom's not gonna fall. Okay, and by 2050, we're gonna be like some metropolis or something like New York, and we ain't lasting that long. The Lord's not gonna have the elect out here suffering out here in America, Babylon the Great that long, is what I truly believe. You know, the Lord said he would shorten the time for the elect's sake, and we're seeing this time being shortened tremendously. You know, day by day, we're seeing that things are stirring up quicker than what people believed it would. You know, Psalm chapter 49, verse 11, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. This is these people, man. They try to say Oklahoma gonna be the AI capital of the nation, and they gonna set the standard for this new digital system they got coming in. And we know Oklahoma's never been a real digital kind of place. So how much more for the other places? You know, this is showing you that big changes are going to start happening in America, Babylon the Great. Now we're going to go to this other one to show like this is something that they're trying to do pretty soon. It says mega skyscraper plan for Oklahoma City could be the tallest in the U.S. So they're trying to really do something here, man. You know, and there's a picture of it that their little plans, what they want it to look like. But if it doesn't pop up, it doesn't pop up. But the one that's the Devon Tower out there right now is at 844 feet. But the one they want to make, it's going to be right here. It's so twice as big as the Devon Tower. The structure could be the tallest in the country and the 5th in the world. Why would they be doing that out here in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma? Because when you go look at Oklahoma City, like that motherfucker is old. Okay, it's just a bunch of broken down ass shit around the basketball stadium and, you know, the clubs. Everything else in that bitch is like old as shit, like ran down. Like there ain't no businesses running in them, nothing. And there's a couple of them, but it's like a beauty salon for Jake, for the women, some barber shops, and some chicken shops, some gun shops, some liquor stores. That's all the fuck that's over there, man. But it shows one down here. You can't really see it because it ain't popped up, but that's what they wanted to look like. Okay. They're going to have all that shit down there. Like, hold on. I don't know if you can see it, but I want to just show the building what it looks like. But that motherfucker's supposed to be 1,900 feet tall. Like, why would they be doing that out here? There ain't nothing out here. You know, they're up to something. Something's up. Me and the elder been talking about that. You know, and there's been a lot of anti-Shemitic posters out there in Oklahoma City, but we not in Oklahoma City, so they can't blame us. We don't be up out there like that. We over here in one of these little suburbs. But, you know, if you've seen it, you see it. If not, you know, it's not really too big of a deal. They trying to make one 1,900 feet tall, and there's the one behind them right here. When it pops up, you know, my screen's going. I'm circling on after my computer stops and does everything that I just did. So precept about this, and we're going to move on. This is Micah chapter 1, verse 4. And you got some people out here that believe that the so-called white man is Japheth, but there's nowhere in the scriptures that show that Japheth will return in that. And the desolate places are all across the four corners of the earth. That's why there's a military base that's going to do it. It says Esau is going to do it. Okay? It's Malachi, yeah, not Micah. Salakia. Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. So that's where, you know, these people err in the scriptures. There's nowhere it says Japheth will be ruling at the end of the world. Second Ezra said Esau will be the end of the world and Jacob the beginning and follow. Nowhere it says Japheth on there. He has nothing to do with the major prophecy of the downfall of these nations. Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. And, there are some key players of the downfall of America, Babylon the Great, that came out of Japheth, but, you know, they're not ruling the world right now. So Malachi chapter 1, verse 4, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but what are they going to do? We will return and build the desolate places. See? And that's what we see now. We're seeing all these places that have been built up when they returned during what? The Renaissance period, the rebirth of the so-called white man. You know, thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. See, he has indignation forever against these people, which means basically intense anger, like immense anger. And if they were already done away with, then how could they come back and rebuild the desolate places? He hasn't thrown down those places yet. And we know Esau Edom was blessed with the sword, and there are intercontinental ballistic missiles everywhere. Japheth wasn't blessed with the sword. Esau Edom was, you know? So that's how we know that's him coming back, you know, to fulfill prophecy, you know? And the Lord also said this. And I wanted to kind of pull this up to deal with the reincarnation thing with Nicki Minaj before that, just to show, you know, this stuff is real, man. Reincarnation is definitely real. You know, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity, which is sin upon sin, doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let. Who's letting them do this? Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Until when? Until he be taken out of the way. You know, and how do we know he's going to be taken out of the way? It's because the Lord said he would expose them. And that's what he's doing right now. He's exposing them. So now we're going to go deal with one of the topics that was on my, that was up there at the top. The thing about Nicki Minaj. Says Nicki Minaj reacts of a photo of her from 1843. She says, that's me, right? And we know in the scriptures, it talks about how we come back here every third and fourth generation. And that's just like us on average. You know, the Lord could bring you a little bit sooner or later. Who knows? It depends on what he wants you to do to fit inside his storyline, his timeline, you know. But that's when that's the average, the third and fourth generation. You come back here and you serve your judgment, your lot. So we're gonna go look at this picture. See, it says Jesus, they say Nicki Minaj is a time traveler. No, she was just reincarnated. Okay. So it says the picture from the Radford from 1843 went viral and attracted the attention of Minaj. Has commented on the picture and go, but no, that's just her being reincarnated. So it was around like maybe 250, and Lord willing, they'll pop up on my damn phone. But I was looking at. And yeah, man. There you go. Right there. Okay. So she was like, you know, she looked like she maybe in her 30s around that time, you know. Oh man. It's man, about this out something because these motherfuckers Cox is getting on all my damn nerves, man. They shit don't ever work. So Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 11. And it reads, there's no remembrance of former things, right? Which means what? You can't remember your past life. That's why the Lord had to put us in remembrance to the scriptures that we've been here before, because he knew we wasn't going to remember. That's why he had our ancestors write it down, our forefathers. Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. See? Reincarnation. Numbers 14:18. And it reads, the Lord is long suffering and of great mercy, forgiving inequity and transgression, right? Which is going off the law, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the inequity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. See? So every third and fourth generation, you come back and you play out whatever life the Lord wanted you to do. And more than likely, you're going to play out the same lifestyle that you did last time. And that's why, you know, we're blessed to be in this truth, because what does that mean? More than likely, we were serving Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi last time. And we're here this time to get our reward, which is what? Salvation. Lord willing, we are that number, you know. That's what he bring us back here for, to what? Do the work and get saved. Lord willing. That's why we put this before over everything. So next one. Armed group posed as police, donning vests with sheriff on them and cars fitted with blue flashing lights as they committed home invasion robberies across 3 states. It's the kind of stuff that's going on. You can't just trust anybody because they're a cop or something. They might not even be a damn cop. And we know we don't even trust cops anyways because they're what? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. We never trust thine enemy. But that was just like, something, recent and it ties into the scriptures on stuff that's going to be frequently happening too. And they're not going to be dressed up like cops either. You're going to just see regular people out here doing this kind of shit. We ain't even Jacob's trouble and they out there doing it already. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 31. If it'll pull up. I got this one and one more article, and then we out of here. 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 31. Even so, in these days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. That's the kind of stuff that's going down right now. And there's going to be more of that later. 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 19. And it reads, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, okay, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. You see, that's what's going to be going on. So, going to get into this part 5. Lord willing, it ain't real staticky, my voice and whatnot, whenever I'm clicking off and whatnot. But we're going to get to this one and we're going to finish off. It says, DA deputy killed bystander during shootout on I-35 and the suspect shot himself. So, I guess this is the guy, another Jake. Went back to the Lord, see, he got them Shiva Jadas in his head and whatnot, and, and somebody else out there wasn't even part of it and still got judged by the Lord. And that's how, the Lord does things, man. And they said that the officer that shot the other person, the bystander, one of the steadman shots hit 49-year-old Guan Frierson Sr., who was working construction nearby. This guy right here, man, another Jake. Lord took out 2 Jakes in one situation, man. You see? Bullet into the right side of Frierson's neck and traveled down towards his left shoulder. Frierson died within minutes of being shot, man. It's a fearful thing to fall in the hand of Yahawashi. You could not even be doing that. You just at work, boom, done. Back in the spirit world, And this dude right here didn't even nothing. Psalms chapter 73, verse 3. And this is the reason why they got this other thing. When you're a police officer, they got this thing called diplomatic immunity or something like that. And basically, if they they basically can't get no trouble for nothing, especially when it comes to Jake, But there's cases where, if they do enough, they get in trouble. But, it hasn't been, So I just want to pull up this Psalms chapter 73, verse 4. Hold on, not verse 4. Yeah, verse 5. Psalms chapter 73, verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. And this is why they could do stuff like that and nothing happened to them, man. Okay, because that's the Lord called Esau the hammer of the earth. We'll pull that up and then we'll get out of here. That's their job. It's to punish 2/3. Well, I bet you if Jake, if he was that officer and shot some bystander, he would have lost his job and everything, man. Because Jake is under the curses, especially if it was another Edomite shot. They would got off with that, man. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? See? That's what he called them, the hammer of the earth. They're here to, punish 2/3. And after the Lord's done doing that and saving the elect, he's going to get rid of them because he doesn't need them no more. So that's all I got for today. Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. Lord willing, I'll be able to, I got a children's video that hopefully I can do before I go to the plantation later. And it's going to deal with some virtual reality stuff, So Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone led us to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, be part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. Wow, the water for y'all tuning in. All you sincere believers in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Shabbat Shalom, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash, Barak, Atham. Peace and blessing to the elect. Lord willing, is edifying. Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.